Hey, what's up, everybody? So, since I've gotten back into cycling however many years ago, I've been driving my car less and less. And then I'm always looking how I could take that next step to barely driving it. I could talk about completely eliminating a car, why I would or wouldn't, cargo bikes, why it could be useful for me or wouldn't be useful for me later in this video. But I just wanted to start off with my plan for right now, which is turning my 89 Stumpjumper into a grocery getter and maybe even, hardware store runner, stuff like that. The kind of errands that you might have some stuff that's a little bulkier or a little awkward shape, and that's what's made it so I've been jumping in my car. I have the Velo Orange Utility Bars already on this bike. They've been really cool for some of the photo stuff, which I'm also going to talk about a little later in this video for hauling gear like that. But the thing I like about these is that now I know I could just strap one of those reusable grocery bags to the utility rack. But I need, I usually get about 2 to 3 bags like that when I grocery shop. My mileage is probably a little different than many others because I live alone. I don't buy a bunch of beverages at the grocery store, so I'm not buying gallons of milk or 12 packs or 24 packs of sugary pops and stuff like that. So I can get away, I think, a lot easier with a normal bike. So my plan now is to install a bike rack on the rear of this. So I've got this simple one here that I think might work. I've also got a little hardier one, this Nito, but this is for more modern bikes, I think, and I'm not sure if the sizing will work. Either way, being that the Stumpjumper doesn't have any real mounting points beyond the eyelets in the rear, I need to do something to modify it. I've got buckets of parts around here, so that's going to be the first step to see if I could get a rear rack on there. And then the goal will be to use this that I bought a while ago, which is a green Guru pannier that opens up in a unique way to allow, I think I could just slip one of the grocery bags right in there, so I could get 2 full bags on the bike already. And then I'll see how that goes and what other option I would use if I want to attach some more. One of the goals is simplicity, because if things are complicated, some of my bike packing bags and stuff like that, where I'd have to really arrange groceries into it to make it work, I'm gonna hop in my car. It's just, I might try it once and then I won't use it. So if I come up with a simple solution, that would be ideal. You can see here there's no hole where would you consider the brake bridge, so I do need to modify something here to make it work. It's nice to have a lot of stuff, but I am not organized. That's one of the winter goals, to where is the things I need. So hopefully, all right, I think I found what I need here. These kind of rubber clamps that you can convert to hook on to any part of your bike, chain stays. So the key on this side, I needed to find a bolt to go in there and attach the bottom of the rack. With a bolt that wasn't so long, it would interfere with the chain. Looks like we got that in shape. So now the key will be seeing how we get it attached at the top here. Yeah, it looks like this little clamp combo right here. We got a little clamp, and then, we got this that has been bent into shape. And then what I'll do is I'll put it on the ground. There's a range of adjustment here on the bottom there that'll slide. It'd be nice if this camera focused. There we go. So when I put it on the ground, then I can just slide that back and forth to get the rack level. So I think we are actually in good shape here. It's not perfectly level, but it's close enough, and the adjustment is all the way back. So I can't get it any closer, but again, we're talking about grocery store running here, not a bike packing rig. So let's see how it works. So here is our plan for the rear. The green Guru, whatever they call this pannier, I'll look it up and put it on the screen. You ride with it flat, and then you drop these down, and then you got these big spaces that I think the grocery bag will fit right in. And then, so just in case I might need more capacity, I do have my bike packing Swift Industry Junior panniers, and then I also have this bigger vintage one down here. We'll see. I guess I'll probably throw one on and ride with it the first time to see what kind of capacity we get. worked out really well. Two small issues. One, I was getting a little bit of heel strike on the bag with all the groceries in the back. I'm thinking though maybe I could use one of the infinity tools to maybe pull the bag back a little bit, keep it back on the top of the rack, and then see if I could pull it back. The other thing I could do is maybe install this needle rack instead. I think it might just give me a little bit more room to pull that back. Plus, the other thing was the rack was a little bit with only the one mounting point on the top. It had a little bit of play in it, which wasn't a big deal, but this one having the 2 points that would go on the seat stays might be a better option. I'll probably try the other one a couple more times, see if it's an issue, and then switch it. That ride only turned out to be a little over 3 miles. I don't know why I was thinking it was so much longer. So for a short distance, not a big deal. I rode, though with my foot like more mid-pedal instead of on the toes like I normally would. While I was at the grocery store, coming out of the grocery store, I'm pushing the cart to my bike, about to load it up, and my friend Ames rides up on her bike to pick up groceries. That is a rare occurrence in this part of where I live in Cuyahoga Falls, Akron, to run into another friend who is grocery shopping by bike, so that was super cool. So I made a video about this before too, this Velo Orange Utility Rack I really like, because sometimes when I'm going to a photography gig, I need a specific bag that just functions right for me. It has the right size, spaces, so I can be really quick with the right lenses and flashes I need. And so I've been doing the same thing, using the infinity tools and strapping that bag to the front. When I go to some gigs where I don't need as much equipment, I actually use a Peak Design sling bag, and that I just throw over my shoulder so I could ride whatever bike I want in that situation when I don't need a lot of gear. And I love the Peak Design bags. If you've never seen one, I'll show some B-roll here, but they have this like really cool strap that you could just pull, and it tightens it real close to your body, so it's not swinging around the front or bouncing around, and then when you get to the gig you can loosen it up so it's easier to access everything. And then when I've just been like riding this summer, like all the hobby photos I've been taking that I put in videos or Flickr, Instagram, all that stuff, it's been this camera, the R8, which is tiny, and I've got small plastic lenses I use on it, and I've just been throwing that with its strap over my shoulder if there's no chance of rain or anything. So that's actually been how I've been carrying my cameras and getting around. So I have two friends who own cargo bikes. My one friend is in Columbus, which has pretty good bike infrastructure, and my other friend lives in Lakewood, which is a city that borders Cleveland. The roads go back and forth between them, and there's also some decent bike infrastructure up there. So why don't I ditch the car and just get a cargo bike? There's a number of reasons why I don't ditch the car, and they kind of go with why I also wouldn't get a cargo bike. So I don't ditch my car because I live in somewhere that has nasty winters and also a lot of 30-degree rain and stuff like that. If we had really good public transportation, I might be able to pull it off, because when I couldn't ride my bike, if I was able to hop on a train or a bus that would take me anywhere I'd go, that would be perfect. We do have a reasonable busing system here. The problem is, being a professional photographer, I need to show up at like industrial parkways and stuff to do photograph work, or machine shops. They might be towards Cleveland, they might be towards Canton, so I could sometimes have hour drives in either direction, and I would just have no efficient way to get there. I also haul a lot of gear to some of these gigs. If I did have the option of really good public transportation, I would probably spend the money to try and find gear that was small enough that I could bring with me, but it's just not worth doing because I don't have an option to get where I need to go. I know this might sound like a cop-out, but it really is the truth. I just don't live in a place where I could get around, haul my gear, and get to where my shoots are. So why not get the cargo bike just to replace some of the trips that I need to do around here? For me, if I'm not getting rid of the car and I'm buying another vehicle, I feel like that's still worse for my environmental impact than the few times that I do need to use my car to run errands and stuff like that. So if it's not replacing a car, to me it's not worth it. And as you can see in this video, I can get by most things on my bike, and that's just one of the setups, my latest to haul more gear. So to me, I just don't think it would be a smart decision where I live and at this point in time. So people have pointed out in the comments on other videos, like other solutions like car shares and stuff like that. Again, we're just kind of a smaller town. Akron's a mid-sized city. I live here in Cuyahoga Falls, which borders it. It's an even smaller city. We just don't have the options that some bigger cities do, or some European cities, or just more advanced cities, I would say. This is the Rust Belt, and it kind of is what it is at this point, and unfortunately, a car is a fact of life for me right now. But let me know, where you live, is it possible to get by without a car? Are you already getting by without a car? What are some other solutions you could see for the things I'm trying to do, and the, situation that I have. Anyways, thanks as always for watching. If you want to support the channel, we do have that little store below. We have channel memberships, all that stuff, but at the least, just give me a like on this video if you made it this far. Thanks. I will see you in the next one. Peace.